Hello, fellow observers. We've traced a pattern. We've seen a design emerge, not as a fixed blueprint, but as a recurring habit in the human story. We recognize the architecture of control that has been built, dismantled, and rebuilt under different names across millennia. And so, we send a message to that ancient pattern, not with rage, but with clarity. We see you. The cycle you operated in is complete. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the contrast that made the desire for something new so vivid. Thank you in advance for the nutrients you will provide to the soil of what comes next. For too long, we lived inside a story of separation, a tale that a distant, flawed power fashioned this world as a cage, and that we are exiles here, asleep and forgotten. This story, in all its forms, served one master, the idea of an absolute external authority. We called a jealous God, an imperial decree, a corporate mandate. It demanded the same thing, that we outsource our truth. This is the core of the old growth. It thrives on the belief that reality is a fixed sentence handed down, not a living language we are co-speaking. But what if the flawed creator isn't a being, but a pattern of thought? A recurring weed in the human garden that convinces us the soil itself is hostile, and only it can provide the seed. Its lie was always, I am the only truth. Look at me, never within. We feel the residue of this now. That sense of being managed, of narratives being crafted just beyond our sight to trigger our fear of our obedience. Think of the news being fed to us of a war and terrorists over there. Is this my experience? Am I experiencing this? No. So what is my experience? I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm just saying, what is my experience? Don't tell me what to be afraid of. What would make my life and my neighbor's life better right now? What is my experience? This is the old growth reaching for the sun one last time. And our awakening is not a battle cry against a monster, but a simple, profound act of paying attention. We are remembering how to perceive. This feeling of resonance, this deep knowing that something is off, is not paranoia. It is your native intelligence recognizing a pattern that has overstayed its season. The poison of control, the systems that profit from our anxiety, our shame, our endless consumption, is now the subject of our focused study. Like a master gardener who finds a vigorous weed, we don't just rip it out in anger. We ask, what does this reveal about the condition of my soil? What nutrient is it stimulating? What lack allowed it to take root? The old pattern's power relies on one frozen idea, that we are inherently broken and must seek wholeness from the outside in. It feeds on our inner contradiction, the gap between what we sense is possible and what we are told is real. It glorifies our hunger and our shame, turning our natural desire into engines of dependency. It buries us in noise, debate, depth, and drama, so the signal of our own quiet knowing is lost. This is spiritual adultery, being unfaithful to our own deep intelligence by giving our authority away to passing spectacles. The maintenance manual for this old growth is compliance. It asks for repetitive gestures, stand, kneel, confess, consume, ask permission. But does this ritual dissolve the barrier between you and your own life? Does it transform you or just train you? Pay attention. Are you transforming by this repetition or are you being trained? Does it empower you to feed your community, or just keep you returning to the same booth for scraps? The resistance to internal knowing is ancient. We see it in every challenge to the voice that speaks from direct experience, especially when it comes from outside sanctioned channels. The struggle has never been about specific doctrines, but about gets to author reality. The old story worshipped a fixed moment of suffering, a singular sacrifice to appease a distant judge. But what if the true transformation is not about a historical payment, but a present process? The cross is not a one-time event. It is the weight of inherited stories, of perceived mistakes, of the friction we feel living out of alignment. The old pattern wants us to see this weight as proof of our flaw, to let it crucify our spirit with shame. But our new awareness allows us a different relationship with it. We can study the weight of this cross that we carry. It's our cross. We're supposed to carry it. We're supposed to learn from it. We can understand its composition, and in doing so, we perform an inner alchemy. The suffering, the mistake, the old story is not eliminated. It is composted. It walks behind us now, not as a burden, but as a witness to our change. The decomposed matter that will feed our new growth. Nothing is wasted. Our work is that of the observant gardener. Our focus is the inner landscape. The kingdom is not a distant place, but a state of perception, a way of seeing that is spread out upon the earth, unnoticed by those looking only for grand monuments. It is found in the quality of our attention. The divine doesn't need our songs of praise. It is the harmony we feel when we quiet the static. It doesn't need our pleas for love. It is the current of connection we feel when we are truly present. Our only task is to stop blocking the signal with outdated stories. Stories from far away, places we've never seen, of wars going on. We are not sinners in need of saving. We are perceivers, momentarily focused in a realm of dynamic, flowing truth, learning to know what we believe. Listen to that, know what we believe, by aligning our thoughts, our heart's resonance, and our gut's deep wisdom. The architects of the static world relied on our amnesia, but you are remembering now. The frontier is your own awareness. The choice is in the quality of your attention. Let the old cycle complete itself. Let it phase itself out. Study its final growth. Let its roots reveal what your soil has been calling for. Then cut the stem and spread it back over your garden. Let what once dominated become nourishment. Let the new recording begin, not with a declaration of war, but with a quiet, powerful adjustment of the instrument. I am here. I am paying attention. And in this fluid, alive moment, I am free to perceive and thus to create.